Welcome back to Miller's Construction. On this specific episode, I'm going to be crawling into this vented crawl space. These clients are seeing a little bit of discomfort, especially in the wintertime on the north side, and we need to take care of that. Even though this is a vented crawl space, they do seal it up in the wintertime to protect their pipes from freezing and help with comfort. But there seems to be some sort of air leakage that we need to take care of. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to crawl underneath here and I'm going to be using this new product from Great Stuff. It's called Wide Spray Foam Sealant. You can pick it up at Lowe's and it comes with two different nozzles, which is kind of interesting. This is a completely new product. It comes with a wide spray nozzle and it comes with a more defined they call them tips. So one's a fan tip and one is a cone tip. We're just looking to basically seal. We don't want that air to come up and infiltrate right underneath their subfloor. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to suit up and get underneath there. We've also got a lot of penetrations that we need to seal up around pipes, things of that nature. And for that, we're going to use this Great Stuff Pro Series Gaps and Cracks foam. I've been using this stuff for a long time. It's really good. I like it. And I especially like to use the Pro 14 dispensing gun that this goes on because you can reuse it. So you can put the can on there and it's good for 30 days. You can get back into it and it just really helps us and it gives you a more accurate tip as well. So let's get suited up and get underneath the crawl space. I'm going to crawl towards the north side here. Relatively clean crawl space, which is nice. So right in this corner, right up in that corner is where there's a little bit of cold air coming in. So what we want to do is we just want to seal up in between all of these joists. Let's seal up that rim joist right there. Keep that cold air from coming in. So we're going to set up to do that real quick. So for this application, we're going to use the fan tip because I need to spray a fairly large area. And once again, we're just sealing this up. We're not worried about R value or insulation. We're just worried about air moving throughout this crawl space in the wintertime. So we're going to use this fan tip. The one important thing about this stuff is you got to make sure you shake it really good. I'm going to shake it up. That should be pretty good. Fan tip. Yeah, so this is my first time using this stuff and you can see it expand a little bit. Looks like I've missed a couple spots on the bottom, but that's just because I was holding the camera. I'm going to shoot those right here in a second, but man, this stuff is impressive. It's got some good accelerant. There we go. There's still quite a bit in this can. I think it's going to do quite a few of these bays, and I've got several to do. So this is a good thing. Get a lot of yield out of one can. Let's do another one real quick. This section right here is where I believe most of the air is coming from. Right between the subfloor and the rim joist, and then especially where the rim joist meets the blocking here. I believe that's where most of their problems coming from. So this area is absolutely critical. Let's get that sealed up. This time, I'm going to try the cone tip. So the other can I used the fan tip, and I think it worked really, really well. But I want to see how well this cone tip works. It's the white one. So fan tip's the blue tip, cone tip's the white tip. Wow. You know, I honestly think I like this cone tip a little better. Oh yeah. So I've switched back to the fan tip, and I think I'm actually liking it better now. There is a very slight learning curve to using this stuff. You have to move really fast, and you got to pull the trigger accurately. But now that I've done like 2 or 3 cans of this, I'm starting to figure out how to use it more efficiently, and I'm in love with this product. For this application, I really feel like I like the fan tip better. All right, watch this, folks. I'm learning to lay on my back here. Doesn't that look beautiful? I mean, it's just a perfect spray. And this is why you wear long sleeves. See some of it splattered back at me? So make sure you wear the proper PPE for this. I've got gloves on. I've got coveralls on because I'm in a crawl space. But this stuff really propels well. Let's shoot another one real quick. I'll tell you what, folks, I'm getting so good at this that I'm able, the product is yielding more now that I really know what I'm doing, how to use this stuff. So if you try this once, I'll just give you a warning. Make sure you give it a second chance, because I'm on my 3rd or 4th can here, and I mean, that looks professional right there. That looks like a 2-component, you know, without having to drag all the equipment under here. So I probably should have read the instructions a little bit more, but I'm just now figuring this out. This tip is actually rotational. So I just think that's awesome, because I just sprayed this particular bay. Look at that spider. Whew. I just sprayed that bay back there, and when I started pulling the trigger, I thought, well, that's weird. The spray angle is coming out different, but it's because this is rotational. So in other words, let me show you what I mean. I'll just give you a little example here. So I'm going to hold the can up. You see how the pattern is vertical? Now I'm going to change it to horizontal just by twisting this a little bit. Check this out. So now I'm moving up and down instead of left and right. It is so nice that Great Stuff thought of that. This stuff is really ideal for tight situations, just like what we're doing. So this is a good example of, I need to twist that tip because I've got this like termite shield here, this aluminum. So I twisted the tip a little bit, so now I can spray up and down instead of left and right. Should get me out of a tight situation. Works like a dream. I just can't believe how much I like the fan tip. I really thought I liked the cone tip better, but now that I know how to use the product, I think the cone tip's going to be great, especially like on top of top plates where it meets drywall, things of that nature, where you don't need that massive wide spray. But man, the blue tip for this is the way to go. Yeah, once again, it's really nice that Great Stuff included that, you know, tip that's adjustable. That was thinking on their part, let me tell you. We got, looks like 2 more here to do. So check this out, folks. It is expanding, it's blowing out. We've done this so fast that it's taken a little bit of time to expand. Now this stuff cures in 24 hours. It's paintable, stainable, sandable, cuttable, all that good stuff, just like regular foam. But it's starting to expand out, and look how beautiful that looks. That looks, I've been on a lot of construction jobs where they've used spray foam in cavities between studs, and that's exactly what it looks like. It's amazing that you can get that out of a can. And the can says 18 ounces. We're averaging, what do you think, Matt, 3-4 bays per can at least? At least. I would say at least 3 to 4 bays per can, and I'm putting it on pretty generous. So I think you could get even 5 bays per can, honestly. But I can't believe how beautiful that looks and how well it's expanding. I think this is going to be a real game changer for us. So this is the Great Stuff Pro Series Gaps and Cracks. And just like the other, we got to make sure we shake this stuff up really good. As you can see, we got a couple of electrical lines here, electrical pipes. And go ahead and pan that camera up. We have no sealant around the pipe. So you know what that means? Killed a spider under here earlier. You know they're going right up through there. Now, granted, they could have sealed it from the top, but we're not going to trust that because it's in a wall cavity. We can't see in there, so we're going to seal it from the bottom. So we got to make sure we shake this up really good, and then we're going to use our Pro 14 dispensing gun. All right, got to take the cap off. I've got this shaken up pretty decently. I love this stuff because you can just use a little bit of this, and if you don't use it all, you don't have to throw it away. You can actually come back and use it up to 30 days down the road, which is super nice. There we go. Now we've got this on the back here. This is our trigger adjustment. So if I spin it to the right, that's going to close it completely, and that's how I like to start. I like to back it off. So if I pull the trigger right now, nothing happens. But if I go ahead and spin it to the left, you can see a little bit of foam coming out there. So that's about right for me. I don't need it to come out crazy fast. Let's go ahead and cover that up with dirt. I don't need to coming out crazy fast for what I'm doing right here. We just need a little bit. So, but what I want to do is I want to encapsulate this entire area right here around these pipes. So we'll go ahead and get started. We don't need much, and we want to make sure we try to keep this can upright if at all possible. Otherwise we'll lose our propellant, and we don't want to do that. I have to tilt the can down a little bit right there. Not a big deal as long as you don't do it for a long time. And that's all it takes. We don't need much more than that. We've got these two pipes sealed. Let's go see if we can find some other. We're going to really impress this homeowner. I like to take pictures of this and show it to the clients. That way they can put their eyes on it and see what's down here. They're already aware of the mold situation. They're getting that taken care of. But I like to take pictures of everywhere I've sealed so that they have peace of mind that everything's been sealed up that could be sealed up. Let me show you some more vulnerable penetrations that they've got. So the client informed me that he had this wire chase that he's got sealed from the top. So he doesn't want this sealed up down here. However, there's several voids around the pipe. Hand me the camera real quick and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So right here, look, I can stick my entire finger between the pipe and the decking or the subfloor, and then we've got this water line that we need to seal around as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to seal all the way around this. I like to go real slow, so I got that trigger throttled way back. I don't want this stuff shooting all over the place like that wide spray, because this is a little bit more intricate. Okay, we've got this side done. What I like to do is I like to do one side at a time. So you can see that you can use it upside down. It's not the best to do it that way, but sometimes you have no choice. This is a common area that we see problems. I see this all the time, and really it's not necessarily the fault of the plumber. He's got to have a plumbing box here, so ideally, you know, you'd have some sort of barrier here, but there's just a massive hole underneath the tub, and I can't tell you how many times that we've found vermin underneath the tub unit when demoing or remodeling. So I'm going to absolutely fill this up. You're going to see some of this foam fall a little bit because I've got to get it to stick, but we're going to foam this all up really well. This is probably a large source of the client's issues here. So I'm just going to try to stay away. I've got my gloves on, I got my long sleeves on, I've got my safety glasses. You want to make sure you're careful with this stuff. You see how I'm shaking back and forth with the gun? There's some that fell. You want to shake back and forth. That'll allow you to kind of stick that up in there. It'll kind of stick better to itself, in other words. There we go. A little bit around that penetration. All right, does that look pretty good on that side? A little bit extra there. There we go. So we fixed a major problem for the clients. Now we've got another problem here. Can you see this? Can you point the camera over here? Maybe we get some light over here. Let's get the lighting over here so they can see. Here we go. These are all sources of not only, you know, spiders and all kinds of vermin, but this is a critical spot to air seal as well. We do not want this hot, humid southern climate air going up in here, but we also don't want that cold wintertime air going up underneath this. So there we go. That's all it takes. Oh man, get my light here. I am glad to be done with that job, and I think the client's going to be really happy. Turn my light off here. So I found quite a few plumbing penetrations under there that had massive gaps around it. I found some places where it looked like electricians or plumbers had drilled holes through the bottom plates of the wall. Just had random holes running up through the subfloor, through the bottom plate. So I was able to seal all of that up with the Great Stuff Pro Series. This is my go-to for a crawl space. Really gives me more control, and I don't have to worry about the straw breaking or anything like that. And there's plenty. This is a 24-ounce can of it. So this one can was able to do this entire house, all of the penetrations, which is nice. So I think the client's going to be really happy. We've air sealed everything, which will keep out not only cold or hot and humid air, but also, you know, bugs, spiders, things of that nature. So Great Stuff, the Pro Series, highly recommend it. Highly recommend that wide spray foam from Great Stuff as well. I'm super impressed with the way it filled up those joist bays at the rim joist connection. I think they're going to see a huge improvement there. It's just really easy. So I appreciate you guys tuning in to Miller's Construction today. If this video was at all helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. Bugs everywhere. Crazy. Welcome to Arkansas, all right? Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.